Okay, welcome to the video. I feel like this is a cool video for the year. The 5 mistakes I made in 2024. I want to break down this last year and see, maybe we can start a conversation in the comments on the mistakes you had that I had. I'm only listing 5, okay? I want to keep it short and simple for you guys because I don't want to get into too much detail. Obviously, there's backstory to these things, but I just want to open up and be vulnerable about the mistakes that I realized I need to let go of going into 2025 and learning from them and the things I learned from them. So, number one, guys, is relying on others more than myself. I felt like I had this space where I needed, when I was in a vulnerable spot or I needed help, like I only relied on someone for the help and not myself. Like I didn't have a way out if someone else didn't help me. I felt like I couldn't get out of this situation. I don't want to really get into too much of the detail, but I went through a lot of physical change this year. I just reached like 250 days sober. I cut out a lot of family and I essentially started over on rebranding my personal self and my inner self with me and also my online content. What I do is something that's very special and deep to me. And of course, people around me matter. But if people are going to if I have to rely on people, then I realized when I relied on people, the things I wanted to do didn't happen. When I relied on people, they stabbed me in the back. When I relied on people, it just always had a negative outcome. So my first mistake was relying on other people more than myself, because when I do things for myself, it seems like the outcome always happens. Okay, guys, number 2 is waiting for an outcome. I worried a lot. When something negative did happen or this thing occurred, I felt like I just worried, oh, am I going to be able to fix this? Am I going to be able to make this work? Am I going to be able to change this or that? It just became a situation where I feel like it really changed the way that like I started to act. Like I worried I couldn't go outside unless I decided to, you know, think of why can't I blank? Why can't I this? This can't happen because of this. Like there was just all of these things that really like created different like structures that made me more depressed because I waited for an outcome. Like I didn't know where it was going to come from. Was it going to come from over there? Was it going to come from over there? Instead of, again, all of this goes into the biggest lessons of 2024, which is relying on yourself, which is from number 1, waiting for an outcome, worrying a lot. So that goes straight into number 3, guys, and letting others defeat my goals. I am tired of letting people get in my way, or to squash my dreams or to squash my ambitions because it doesn't work for them or they don't see it working out. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're like, oh my gosh, like I really want to do this, and someone goes, you know what? I don't think that's going to work. Who are you to tell me? Like that's the type of things that happened this year. Some mistakes that I let hold me back, that put me under the category I necessarily wanted to be in, because I let their opinions necessarily defeat my goals in the way where I felt like I wasn't good enough because that person said something. Oh, they may look more successful than me right now, but and because of that, I'm gonna let their opinions, hurt me and put me down because they said it wasn't right. So it doesn't matter who you are: parents, family, friends, partners, relationships. It doesn't matter. Like if I'm like, this is what I'm doing, guess what? It's getting done. I don't care what you think about it. All right, moving on. So that was number 3. Going into number 4, guys, is not going all in. This is my biggest mistake from 2024 because of the number 1, 2, and 3. I let worry me too much. Now, not going all in was not a factor because you didn't think. Why? Because you're letting other people's opinions affect you. You're letting, you're waiting for an outcome. You're not taking action. You're relying on others to pick up, and it's like, whoa, you think these people are helping, and because they say kind things, but your closest, your biggest enemies are your closest people around you. You know what I'm saying? They're the closest people who are going to be next door to you right ready when you're ready to. When you're failing, they're going to be right there, but when you're winning, guess what, they're going to be right there. You know what I'm saying? They're going to show up out of nowhere like, I told you, yeah, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So not going all in was huge because essentially that became me finding my self-worth. You can't go all in if you don't think your self-worth is higher. To go all in, you have to eliminate all distractions, eliminate all thoughts of worry, eliminate all outcome sources, and create your own outcomes. You have to not rely on others because going all in requires action, and going all in requires you to believe in yourself, to go all in, to become the version you want to become. Talking about mistakes I've made, I can go on and on about mistakes I've made with past partners, with decisions, with family, with spending, with all types of things. But guess what? I don't regret anything because right now I'm in this moment of me being me, learning what I'm learning, and everyone learns things at different moments. So you may learn things 5 years from now, you may learn things 20 years from now that I'm learning right now. You may learn things 8 years ago that I'm learning right now. I don't care if you've already learned this stuff. I'm learning it in this moment based on the things I had to go through to figure it out. Like trust is like something now that I realize isn't just about who you are in the relationships. Trust is more than just trusting somebody. Trust is first, you have to trust yourself. Then the people around you can trust. If you don't trust yourself, the people around you cannot trust because it's a mirror. There is a rhythm to it. Like if I can't trust you, it's because I can't trust myself. And yes, certain people can make actions and make choices, but then again, it's a mirror. I made actions, I made choices. I can't trust myself. So that person's are going to make actions and choices against me to make me feel I can't trust them. It's all within you. And so going into number 5 is going to connect all of the mistakes that I made in 2024, which is not staying consistent. Because if I had stayed consistent, and reversing this mechanism of if I had stayed consistent, I I'm pretty sure I would have achieved the goals that I had for last year. I'd be a lot farther than where I am right now. Um I would have learned a lot more. I would see a lot more progress. But then again, also 4, 3, 2, and 1 all would be kind of discovered within the process of going consistent. That's why I chose these because they're very like open mistakes. Like they're not mistakes that are like, oh my god, yeah, I bought a house and like I totally couldn't afford it. No, these are mistakes that everybody can kind of relate to, and I wanted to share this with you as well because maybe you have been not so consistent in something. Me being consistent, not staying consistent was not posting as much on my content as I would wanted to at all. I probably posted not even 2% this year, but I did stay consistent in other areas of my life, and I felt like that was super important to break through that notch to stay consistent in other areas of my life. This is huge because essentially, you know, these mistakes I think really have wrapped up my 2024. And by the way, right now it's December 21st, and I kind of just wanted to get this out thinking like, holy crap. I was thinking about the my last 2024. I was doing a journaling and it kind of hit me like, you know what? Like what a way to flip it. Like instead of what have I learned this year, what about the mistakes I made? Because then you get to really see the growth and you really get to see the progress you've been able to achieve through the things that will teach you a lesson for the rest of your life. So I hope you guys appreciated this video. I hope you guys heard as much as I could say without giving you the nitty gritty of like, my bullshit because you don't care. You're just here to relate off the mistakes and relate towards your experience as well, because that's something also that we do is we are people who are focused on our own life. So stay at it, stay hustled. Don't let this 2025 like ambition stop you. Get focused. Dial in and, remember these things right here that we're talking about, the 5 mistakes. I wrote them down too, guys, just so you can see right here. Comment down below a mistake you felt this year that really impacted your 2024, that will impact going into 2025, that will change the rest of your life, guys. I'd love to hear that and conversate with you as well. Guys, don't forget, subscribe down below because content's coming like crazy because we're locking in. I'm going all in 2025. I have some videos coming in about that. But first, I wanted to wrap up 2024 and kind of like open this up and kind of have a space to kind of talk about it. So make sure to subscribe. My name is Styles. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.